All right. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna trim up some of these edges here. So like this over glue. You can see from like the other side that we got it glued where it needs to be on the seam, but it's just because the size is a little different from cutting it. It's just over. So we'll trim that off. And that's kind of the same way like you would cut something out, and you just kind of make sure that it's straight. There. So that's a little better. I don't see any other spots that are really bad.
Not too bad.
It's not terrible. It's probably easier to do it with sanding. Let's do that. Alright. Then we're going to cut the hand holes out of here.
Okay.
How do I want to do that? I guess I'll use this.
Almost like a bread knife.
I know. The problem is that this thing is so weirdly shaped that for me to get like a good angle on it, I'm like, I'm trying to cut inside the line, and then what we'll do is we'll sand to the line, you know what I mean?
Okay, yep, I do.
That's a one. So, did it? Yeah. Nice. So yeah, so here's a thing that we kind of forgot. How did these get here? When we glued these together, we were focusing more on the edges, and I kind of forgot that there's these. so what happens is you get like this seam isn't good because we didn't really glue it, you know. So what I might do instead of, I was going to use the super glue. I think what I might do is I'll get the glue gun. This is a good candidate for a glue gun because you can just kind of pour it in here when it's hot and just clamp it, you know.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can kind of smooth it, yeah. So in that case, what I would do is we'll sand this first. I don't want to put hot glue in here first and have it, you know, and then sand it down.
Oh, it'll be harder to, yeah.
And the glue will heat up, the sandpaper will actually heat the glue up and it'll turn back into like hot glue.
Oh.
So we'll sand these first and then we'll put some hot glue in there and just seal those up. Yes! Now that I actually have it, I can see how that could be used as a weapon.
Oh, I like that idea.
Step, step. Slice. Step, step. Alright, so just like we were doing last time,
Okay.
even though last time it was funny, you were telling me I would like tell you how to do it, and then I would do the complete opposite when I was doing it.
Okay.
But no, because I was telling you last time just to go in one direction,
Yeah.
because it's a lot less easy to gouge it if you're going in one direction.
Right. Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Sometimes I do kind of go back. If it's a high spot, I'll kind of go back and forth a little bit
Yeah.
just to get this stuff knocked out. But I also know like the feel of the machine too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's one of those classic do what I say, not as I do. Do what I says. How much? This is gonna be really fun to sand because it's gonna be like I can't hold it. It's gonna be a really
At
weird.
first, I
shape.
thought you were like sincere. and
Oh
then
yeah,
then I
it's gonna be really fun. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
It is gonna be fun. Yeah, hold it down. Uh-oh. So basically, like if this side is high
Okay.
and this side is low, I'm just trying to knock down the high side.
Let's see.
So that's what I mean by like back and forth. I kind of do that.
I understand.
And I'm not like putting any pressure down. I'm just kind of letting it,
Oh, okay.
you know, I'm barely kind of holding it. So once I see that these two seams are pretty close like that, then I'll work the middle of the seam. So now this to me is good. It looks good. But now what I want to focus on is this part where it's nicked. And I'm just knocking that down. Just sanding that. So now that to me looks good.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we're going to put a bevel on this anyway. So it doesn't, what I just did there, you really don't have to do.
Right.
You're going to sand all that off anyway. So realistically, all I'm really trying to do is just make sure that this is the same height all the way around.
Okay.
I always kind of sand away from the edge. If you roll like towards it, you kind of will, you'll kind of cut it, you know?
Yeah.
You'll catch it. So I kind of do that way. And then like for this curve here, same thing. I'll work the curve up. See how that caught up there? When you do that, kind of like, that's what you kind of want to avoid.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I'll go this way. Because it doesn't grab the corner. And then with these like peaks like this,
Yeah.
I don't really care if these are exactly the same. See how this is kind of like weird? That doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure that this is smooth towards like going up to it.
Okay.
So this one, actually this one we can cut because that's a little bit too much. It just saves on sanding and it saves on making it all into dust. So you're just kind of saving time by cutting that out. Oh my.
Now you got handholds.
Yeah, that's right. Now I can grip it. Sometimes you kind of have to go towards the edge, like I just was telling you, because there's not really a good way to hold it. And
Right. And not
so,
get your finger in
yeah,
there.
right. So what I kind of do is I'll kind of hold it and just try to, you know, be more ginger with it. Like that's good enough. And this is kind of weird. This seam right here, obviously this is like a cut from cutting it twice, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay, yep.
So this is kind of what I was telling you. Like, even if you do something and make a mistake, it's not a big deal, and you can always just kind of fix it later. So just by doing this, you're getting rid of it. And that's good enough. I just always try to keep everything smooth as I go. You know. I'm gonna go past the middle a little bit just because that seam is bad. But yeah, see how like by fixing that, see how that changes. So that'll just kind of be something you gotta kind of work out a little bit. I didn't do the bottom. Oh my god. All right, so like on this kind of thing here, I actually will do it this way. Right, so it stays sharp. It doesn't bump the round thing into it, you know? And then same thing with this. I'll just hit this like this. And I'm not spending a lot of time on them, just knock it down, just so it's not bumpy, and that's good enough, you know? These seams are a little bit more higher.
Okay.
So like if you hit the middle, you can kind of tell like, okay, that's gonna be high. So then I know to kind of work from the edge, sand the edge down and then work into the middle. And that kind of levels it out evenly. Because like if you were to stay, so this corner's high, this side's high. If you were to just kind of stay in the middle, you can, right? So like now you know that's level in the middle. So now you have like that to deal with. So then you're kind of going back to hit that later to smooth that out. So like I know that middle is high, so I'll just focus on the edge first, and then kind of work it towards the middle after. That's just how I do it, because that's how my brain works. It's not like it's not a crucial thing. Alright. So that is good. Oh, I gotta hit this a little bit here. And then we'll, I'll have you do the other side, and then we'll do the, these are basically the same. I mean, it's the same thing. Let me just knock this down. See how much dust that makes though? And I'm not really sanding a lot, you know? Yeah, so if just doing that makes all that dust, imagine if you were putting this angle cut, right? So now you're cutting thickness from like here to here, you know? So you're cutting a straight line, well, a bevel line. But you know what I mean? Like that's all material that would turn into dust. It's way more than just knocking the corners down. All right, so there's that. Kind of do this. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And that would all be in your lungs without a mask. It's very important to wear a mask. Again, do as I say. Not as I do. I usually do. If I'm down here, I will wear one, but because I'm talking to you, I'm trying to. Clean up these hand holes quick. And honestly, we only need to glue like, oh, I didn't get the thing when I was up there. That's right. We only really need to glue the top.
Okay.
Because of the bindings on the bottom. You're not even gonna see
Right.
it. Alright, so let's do these handles, or these things.
Oh, okay.
What do I want to do? We'll hot glue these later.
Oh, okay.
I'll get these handles on. And then,
You don't want to hot glue them now and then put the handles in?
I think we can get away with it.
Oh, okay.
This one's not bad. It's really just this one here. I could use this.
Okay.
Oh God, you're not using super glue, are you?
He's not gonna make it, Doctor.
Get the glue. Need 20 cc's of Metro-Chlorosporin.
75.
Rapples. 6.5. Rapples. I got these glued. This is a finer grit. You can see it's like full of like the, yeah, it's kind of everything. Kind of full of whatever, glue, and so it's a smoother grit. The thing that I like to do, I don't know, it's not really in the reference image, but for me, like this being a 90-degree like that, it just looks fake to me.
Oh, okay.
It looks too perfect.
I
It
see.
looks like cut foam, you know? So what I like to do with this is I just kind of bevel the edge out a little bit. Not nail. Don't do this nail.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. And then I'm also kind of using this to sand everything smooth. Just the parts that you're gonna see. Obviously, like the smoother grit, you know, it's gonna. This thing is so freaking hard to sand, man. Brush me.
Oh
Mama sweetie.
no. Yeah, really.
Okay. So see the difference? See how this looks more
Like it's
like
a part of the middle.
organic?
Yeah.
And
I
this
do see what
this
you
is
mean.
too.
Yeah.
It's like drawn. If you were to
I
draw
know
it,
exactly
you know what I
you're
mean?
saying, Yep.
It's hard to explain without seeing it.
This looks like it's the metal bent.
Yep. Yeah, because naturally, if this was a piece of metal, you wouldn't have sharp,
No.
square metal here because that would kill your hand.
Right.
It's more beveled because it's a lot nicer to hold. Obviously, there's leather wrap on here, but still, you know,
Yep.
you would never have like just a harsh square piece of metal, other than like this. This obviously is a sharp piece of metal because this is a cut edge, but this is straight. It's like a knife, right? A knife is straight, but where you're holding something, I don't know. That's just
I understand. No.
the leather wrapping of the batleth. And this one, it's about, if you were to compare this to this, you can kind of see it's probably about this wide.
Yeah.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this sheet of gray 2mm foam. And I use, how does this glue have pencil on it? This pencil has glue on it. Alright. So I'm going to do 3 centimeters. Actually, that's more than 3. That's actually almost 4. I like to, the ruler obviously starts here, but I like to have it straight. But I don't use that specifically for measuring. It's more of just a, I like that thickness. I think that would be too thin.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe the second one is good. So I'm going to do that. So I mark my line all the way down. See how far these go to. So then what I do is I keep the ruler on the foam instead of off of the foam, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I line that up and this up. There. And then I will line that up again to that. So here's one wrap. So I might end up using a lot of this just for kicks and giggles here. So because we're putting this on the wall, I would start this wrap in the back.
Okay, yeah.
Normally you would try to wrap it in a way where, like, it came around here.
Right.
It would be, you know,
Hidden.
probably going to be covered anyway. Almost needs to go this way. I'm going to try to stretch this out as much as we can. Something like that. That looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
You think that's too wide?
I think that one looks better. Yeah, that looks better.
This one? Alright, so that's one piece. So we'll probably need 2 of those for each. Alright. So I'll have you do that. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Bucko. I'll do the middle one. There goes our Apple Watch. I'll do the middle one, and then you can do this one.
Okay.
Because I'm already kind of like, when it comes to this process, I get like excited because like I'm wrapping up to be like painting.
Yeah.
So
Should we pre-paint it?
no.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna put a little glue on it, and let's see, kind of like it there. So the nice thing about the super glue is you can basically like tack it like that, and that's like glue.
Yeah. Cool.
So I just kind of keep pressure, pull it tight, and I'm just gonna wrap it, and then so I will probably get one around, and then I will put some glue here and here. And hold it in place. That should be enough. Yeah, so already that's looking good. Really good. Yeah. So the thing that's nice about foam, and that's why like foam was cool for this kind of application, because it's not just straight. You can pull it and stretch it and pull it over like that, or you can pull it here. I mean, you could right now you could do this and go this way,
Right.
if you wanted to.
Sure.
But I'm not. I'm gonna keep going this way. So now every time I will glue it on the bottom, I'll glue it here and here.
Okay.
And then tack that in place. And that's one piece. Oh my god. It's coming undone.
I thought you were gonna say. No. I thought you were gonna say it. I'm getting to the point where I'm getting real fed up with this build. That's what I thought you were gonna say. Not
We're
excited
getting
to paint. I thought you were gonna be
I'm
like.
getting to the point where
I'm getting real sick of
if you could be done with this and out of my house, I would be real happy.
it. That would be the best.
So best case scenario, this piece ends in the back,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So tack it, and even if it didn't, I would cut it so it ends in the back.
Oh, I see.
But that worked out. That worked out well. So
Swimmingly.
tack this down. I tacked this corner down here. So that's all glued. And we'll take another one. Cut off your imperfections. Okay. And leather is nice because it's not, it's always kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this in the back because this is a little bit wonky.
No.
No, it's perfect. How dare you? My mother cut that piece of leather.
Oh no. It's my mother, my sister.
Yeah, so I'm kind of pulling these tight, and that kind of keeps it like against the thing,
Yep.
So that already looks cool,
Oh yeah.
but that's already two pieces of that cutout stuff that we did. But this middle hand hole is the biggest
I
one.
think it's a little bit bigger.
I think so.
I'd be okay with that extra piece we cut out.
Yeah, if not, we got that one more we could cut.
We probably should do the other ones, right?
Mhm.
Wrap the other holes and then see
Mhm.
if it's excess.
Yeah. So here's an example I was just talking about. So this is
Yeah.
over. So I would just cut it here.
Pick a foam surgery on the Klingon weapon.
Yeah. Just like Daddy Klingon used to do. Now, if this was a thing where you're gonna see it from both sides, I would really make sure that the seam is like glued together good.
Yeah, yeah.
Even this one is kind of good. I glued that
Yeah,
one
it's
together. finish this. This should be more than enough to finish this.
Oh, okay, so you are gonna finish.
I'm gonna finish this middle and just have it done, and then we'll see what we need. I know it's kind of the opposite of. Sometimes I say yes. Oh yeah, let's do that. Meanwhile, I'm already doing something else. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me about that? Yeah.
I'd never do that.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Shut up.
Why are you still even here?
Oh no, it always goes there.
It does. So here's the thing. I don't want this side to be like more this way than this way.
Oh, I see.
Because you see how this is kind of
Yeah.
straight.
Yep.
So this last piece here, I think if we just did that,
Okay. Yeah.
or even like this. No, it's more like that. So actually what I should do is make this one closer. See, it's kind of thick there, you know?
Yeah.
Don't want that to be too thick either. It's almost like they wrap towards the middle, but that, I don't know.
Well, probably also what they do is it's one continuous piece.
It is.
Even the prop department, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So here, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna cut it this way. Slide this down this way. And pull that so it's not as thick.
Yeah.
Looks good?
That's pretty good. Yeah. I would like that.
Okay. It just looks kind of weird visually to me because, you know, this is thicker than this side, but obviously, like, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
And the other thing you could do is maybe cut this one thinner. You know, you could cut this one thinner, and then by the time you get to the end, it wouldn't be
Mm.
super thick. Or I could just pull this over and do one more. I think that looks better. Instead of going around 3 times, we'll just go around twice. Oh, this blade is dull. It's as dull as being here with you. Alright, there's one wrap. Looks good.
Yeah. It's like that.
Alright, you ready to do yours?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our wrap. And it looks pretty good too.
It does look really good, actually.
It looks really cool. I don't love this, but that's alright. That's just for me. It's just there's nothing you can do about it, but it looks good. It looks natural. I mean, if you were to wrap it by hand anyway, that would kind of,
Yeah.
unless you like doubled back over, and then it would be too thick.
No, it looks good.
So I'm happy with that.
I think that's not. To be honest, I think the whole like shape is what's more.
Yeah.
Like if you get that wrong, that's gonna be more noticeable.
Right.
Than
Yeah. No, I know. No, you're right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to outline where we want to cut for the blade.
Okay.
So, like here. Yeah, no, time is like flying by, isn't it?
Yeah, just my phone just went ding and said it was 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Not perishable. So here's a trick I do. You could either cut your pattern back out and mark where you wanted the edge on your drawing.
Okay.
For me, that takes too long, and it's just you have a tiny little piece of paper that you're trying to hold down and draw.
Sure.
So what I do is I do this technique where I put the Sharpie where the peak is, and I kind of will. So I'll use my hand to hold against the foam, and then I put the Sharpie like where I want the line to be. So I think like here is a good spot for like the blade thickness, like here. So then I will hold the Sharpie there, and I press my fingers against the side of the foam,
Okay.
and I just do that and hold it against the foam the whole way down, and that just gives me my line.
Okay.
Up here it gets a little bit trickier because you're going towards a peak.
Yep.
So I kind of will hold it, but then I'll kind of extend it as I go. So this gets a little, this shape is hard because
Yeah.
so are we confident that this backside is not, it's not ground? I think it comes to like here. I think this is a cutting edge here.